time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. Like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, just wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Huber, way too fireball. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Win game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing.
What is going on, everyone? What is going on, Locked In Nation? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, episode 250. 250 episodes. Insanity. Doesn't feel like real how quick this time is going. Want to welcome in my brother Frank here. It's been, I was looking back, man, like I said, it's been like 2.5 years since you've been on here. Time has flown. A lot has changed. Welcome back, my brother. I appreciate you taking the time tonight.
Hell yeah, Steve. First of all, that intro, 10x since the last time I was on, dude. Look at you. Next, we kind of caught up behind the scenes for a couple minutes before this, but lots changed. I've since quit my job. I'm full-time health and fitness. I'm a manager of a group fitness gym now. This was my side biz. You had me on when I had like 500 followers and I was just getting started, so appreciate you for giving me a platform back in the day, dude. And yeah, here we are now. So a lot can change. No matter who you are in just a couple of years, man.
100%, man. Just want to say congratulations to like where you've gotten to, man. I always love to see, people in my life that I've met through all different walks of life be able to succeed, man. That's what it's all about. Building something for you through your purpose, through your mission, for your family. I love that, man. And yeah, I like back in the day when I had saw you, man, I could see you were really consistent with everything you did. And like that, those are the type of people like I want to bring on here, the people that really are putting the work on, people that have a story to share. So I'm glad I was able to get you on then, and I'm glad to, see where you've come now.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Number one, like if someone's like, if you're passionate in anything, like clearly you're passionate in this, man. You do that, like you do it consistently. You do it for free. Social media is free advertising. Put yourself out there. Don't let other people's opinions stop you from doing whatever you want to do. I mean, that's what held me back. It took me till I was like 31 to put myself out there. You know what I mean? I've always said this, but my biggest regret is waiting till I had some kids to start a business. It's not great timing, to be honest. And if you're a parent out there, you get that.
Yeah, man. And I think that's one of the biggest things people will do. I saw something one time that said people will do more to avoid fear than they will to like put the work in. A lot of times that's what it is. And I tell people the same thing here. Put yourself out there. If people are going to judge you or, make fun of you, whatever you're doing, how I see it is anybody that is actually on their purpose, on their mission, is actually trying to be better in life. They're not going to sit here and judge you or criticize you. Usually those people are insecure about themselves. And hey, even if they don't resonate with your content, that's okay. You're not going to be able to resonate with everybody. So put yourself out there.
Hell yeah, love that, man. Yeah, so I just reposted a couple things. It was well, the first one is people without kids. I know you don't have kids, Steve.
Right.
Don't realize they're on vacation every day. So you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
a big one there. And then just let them, like, I know Mel Robbins is huge on that. Like, let people, like, there's that, and then there's also no one cares, no one's thinking about you, you know? Like, live your life. No one gives a shit, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't have any kids of my own yet, but you know, being a stepfather to one, you know what I mean? I get to see the ins and outs a little bit, you know what I mean?
Oh,
but
yeah. How old?
6. So yeah, and I've been in a relationship previously with somebody who had a daughter as well. So you know,
you get it. You're in the trenches, dude. Don't sell yourself short. There's no easy in that, man.
No, definitely not. You know, it's rewarding, but it comes with a lot. You know what I mean? There's only 24 hours in a day. So, you know, you have so much time you can allocate. It makes even more importance to not bullshit around, to not focus on a bunch of distractions. You only have so much time, and you start to realize, like, once your day's full, you start to realize you're like, it almost seems like there's not enough hours in the day, you know?
Yeah, this is your show, but that's a great transition to like the health and fitness stuff, dude. Not everyone's got the same 24 hours. I have so many different clients. I personally like working with other busy parents because I get it, you know what I mean? And it's like, if I can show up every day over here, I think that kind of shows, hey, maybe I can wake up a little earlier. Maybe I can put the time in, you know, instead of watching an hour of Netflix, which is a lot easier on our couch when you need a minute to breathe, you know what I mean? But I always say this, like, it can always be done. No matter the situation, it can always be done. My alarm goes off at 3:40 a.m. Monday through Friday. Like, that's not fun. You think I don't like to wake up at 3:40 a.m. You know what I mean? Right. But it just has to get done. On the weekends, I'm up between 5 and 5:30 a.m. because I want time to work. I want time to myself in the morning before my kids are up. You know what I mean? So I'm extreme. I'm going to point that out a couple times on here, Steven. You probably got that. I'm a little extreme. But like red light sauna and cold plunge is like, I do that every single morning, and that's a priority for me, and I don't pass that up, you know?
Yep. Non-negotiables, man. That's
non-negotiables.
You know, that's what it is. You show up for yourself. And the best way to do it is just by building the habit. You know, as you start to do things, you know, more and more, you start to trust yourself too. I think that was one of my biggest things, that I still struggle with it sometimes. You know, you so many times will set goals, and if you don't hit them, your mind like starts to not really trust yourself as much. But as you start to build these consistent habits, it just starts with the first step, you know, getting up in the morning. I know for me, I don't like waking up early either. But what I will say is, as soon as I'm up and out of bed, I'm up. Like, it's, you know, it just takes like getting up and putting my feet on the floor. Like, once I'm up, I'm up. You know what I mean?
Are you a snooze guy, Steve?
Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. This is a full transparency here, dude. Yeah. We can be honest with each other. Yeah. So just so you know, not great for the sleep and waking up in general, scientifically. Like, alarm goes up, try getting out of bed. Yeah, I'll remember that.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm all about authenticity here. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm definitely not perfect. Like today was up right away, but you know, other days not as always as consistent. You know, sometimes it takes me maybe get into bed a little earlier. You know, I'm working a little later into the evening or something like that. It kind of messes up. But like, if you have a consistent sleep schedule, it's going to be easier for you to do that. You're going to bed at the same time. Things like that.
Yeah, and real fast, I want to piggyback on the habits thing, because I heard a great quote, and it's so true. Like, people always focus on the end goal. Like, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 30 pounds. And they're just so fixated on that. When if you just shift your attention to changing your lifestyle and your habits that make weight loss automatic, that's sustainable. So instead of focusing on 20 pounds, I want to lose 20 pounds, focus on 3 meals a day centered around protein. I'm going to wake up at this time. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this week. You know what I mean? If you build those habits, the weight loss will be automatic, you know? So switching someone's mindset like that is really big in what I do with coaching.
For sure, man. That I think that's where it all starts. It's your mind. That's the biggest battle. That's going to be your biggest like opponent is going to be your own mind and like your own thought process. I know I got some people out here that were specifically going to tune into this episode because I know you and Matt had some, great stuff to offer. I guess real quick, like what made you ultimately want to get into this industry? Because like you said, you worked in law enforcement, and like what made you kind of want to get into fitness?
I had a bench and weights when I was 12 years old. I played ice hockey growing up. So yeah, I was just obsessed with like working out. And then kind of like, I mean, throughout high school and college, I partied like everyone else, you know what I mean? But I still kept the gym aspect. And then I stopped playing hockey and I just looked like shit. And I was going to the gym 5 days a week, you know what I mean? And it's like, what's going on here? I discovered like Ben Greenfield on Rogan's podcast and kind of just went all in on the nutrition side. And I learned a lot about that. Like, dude, nutrition's 80 to 90% of it. It sucks, and that's why it's so hard. That's why everyone's not walking around with a six-pack, you know what I mean? Yep. Because it's hard. And I'm not perfect. Like you said, we're not perfect. Like, I'm an overeater, you know what I mean? I post stuff all the time to my story on Instagram, like, Frank, why don't you have an 8-pack? You work out 6 days a week, and it's like these dessert, like my entire algorithm is like these crazy-ass desserts on Instagram, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not perfect either, man. But yeah, that's what got me into it. And then finally, like I said, at 31, I just kind of put myself out there like, hey, this is what I know. This is what I do, what I've been doing behind the scenes for a couple of years now. Who's willing to work one-on-one? I'll announce myself as a health and fitness coach. And it kind of just took off from there, And I was in law enforcement at the time. I had a 1-year-old at the time. Now I have 2 kids. But I was able to parlay my side business, getting an opportunity at a gym. My side business kind of blew up from that. And here I am now. Like I gave up a pension in law enforcement and everything, the security. And I haven't taken a day off ever, like since I started a business, which anyone that started a business can relate to that. It's not a big deal. Yep. But I don't regret it for a second, man. It's what I'm passionate about. It's what I love to do every day. Are you much in the content game, Steve?
Like in terms of
posting every day and stuff.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not like as consistent with like posting shorts and things like that, but I post content. Yeah.
It's exhausting, dude.
It is.
It is no joke. Anyone that does content full time, I mean, that's just on top of the that just comes with the territory. Because, like I said, social media is free advertising. You know what I mean? So we talked about this, but consistency. But yeah, busy as hell. Wouldn't change anything. That's how I got to where I am here, man. In just a couple of years, like I said, last time I was on this podcast, I was working state parole still, man. Here I am now.
Exactly. And just want to say, man, proud of you for going all in. I think that's what the fact that like you were able to do that. And like you said, most business owners can relate to the fact that, when you start your own business, it's not going to be like, oh, I can just relax. No, it's going to be almost every single day. You're going to be working in some type of capacity. That's ultimately what it is. But when you find something you actually love to do, like it doesn't always feel like work. It's something you actually love doing, and like
100%. Yeah. That's what makes it. That's the game changer. And I don't know if you've seen all these reels that go viral now. It's like a business owner out in public, and they're just like, that is me. Like I sent them to my wife. Like I want to be like, I'm not the only guy in the world. Like, you know what I mean? That's just has shit to deal with a lot of the time. So yeah, it's hard. It's a different type of hard because I was miserable in the job that I just didn't have any interest in it. You know what I mean? But wouldn't change it, man. But yeah, I appreciate the kind words as always, Steve.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I know you're real dialed in with the nutrition. The nutrition is so important because similarly, like I only like for me, like as someone who works out consistently, like if I'm not as dialed into my diet, I'm not going to see the gains or the results. Instead of like the periods where I actually really am dialed in. And that's one thing too. It's not even about like the word diet, right? Like saying like diet or things like that. When you actually build a sustainable lifestyle, it's not really about diet. It's just finding nutritious choices that actually work for you. Because I think people like to say the word diet a lot of times. Diet to me, when I hear diet, it sounds like temporary, like something. Yeah. It's a lot.
I seen something the other day. It was like, healthy people don't diet. We don't diet. Like it's just they want to eat food that makes them feel good. They don't eat the shit because it makes them feel like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A simple hack, and I don't know how you are with this because everyone's different. But like eating the same meals over and over again is like the simplest hack you can do when it comes to the diet. You know what I mean? When it comes to nutrition, like, dude, I've been eating the same variation of breakfast and lunch for 4 years now. You know what I mean? That would drive some people nuts. I get that. And if it does, maybe just rotate every other week or something. Like my wife makes a different protein for lunch every week. You know what I mean? Switching it up there. But like our breakfast has been the same for years now, man. If you take the thinking out of it, like every week, and I know I got to prep my egg bake for the week. That's 6 servings. It takes me an hour to prep 6 breakfasts for the week.
Yep.
You know, like that's worth it to me.
Yep. I have like my proteins, but I kind of alternate like every other week, but I have like my specific proteins, my specific things that I kind of put together. I agree. If you're trying to make like all these gourmet meals and different types of meals every week, number one, it's harder to track the macros and actually like see, you know what I mean? It's a little bit different when you actually already know from making the same things. You can kind of already know where you're at macro wise. And at the same time, it doesn't stress you out with all that, like having to think, right? Because you
take the thinking out of it. If you're thinking, it's another thing you got to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm such a creature of habit. And also eating around the same times every day is great for your circadian rhythm. So it lets your body know, oh, it's morning time. You know what I mean? I eat at this time. You know what I mean? I'm, again, extreme, but I'm done eating by like 5 o'clock Monday through Thursday, Sunday through Thursday. Like that's my last meal. That's it. Dinner, I have a bowl of fruit after, and that's that. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's really big for your circadian rhythm. Just timing, and again, take the thinking out of it. That's huge.
That's interesting with the circadian rhythm thing. It makes sense. It makes sense. You know, in terms of that, I never really thought of it like that, but I guess it makes sense. And like you said, you're done eating by 5 something every single day. I'm sure that was really hard, you know, when you first started, but now it's like, it's normal because you do it, you know, if you're doing that every single day, it becomes like a habit. It's like,
yeah, your body adjusts. I work with a lot of clients too, and I just give them the science. I'm not like, you cannot eat after dinner. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's all about sustainability, you know, but like I give the science, like Dr. Rhonda Patrick has shown so many studies, like stop eating within, she says 3 hours. So I always just say 2 to 3 hours to give that little window. But like the impact that it has on sleep, resting heart rate, HRV, like, do you have a Whoop or anything like that you track recovery with?
A Whoop? No, I don't. I have my Apple Watch, but it's not like it's not a Whoop. Yeah.
So yeah, I have an Oura Ring, and I've been tracking my stuff for like 5 years now. And like, if I eat even the most nutritious thing close to bed, my resting heart rate will be up, my HRV will be down, indicating my body is not as well recovered as if I just ate that exact meal an hour or 2 earlier. You know what I mean? And then there's the science behind that, and Rhonda Patrick points that out. Instead of like cleaning up all of your body when you're sleeping, what your body is supposed to do, it's digesting food instead. So that's why like just late night meals wreck your stuff. So especially when you're out drinking all night, I always recommend like a client, like, hey, let's not crush that 2 a.m. cheesesteak if we're drinking. You know what I mean? You don't have to be sober, but just be smarter. Let's not compound the issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's pick and choose. Like, let's not like, yeah, exactly. Compound it, make it worse for sure.
Yeah.
I know one of the biggest things too. I think when you had come on 2.5 years ago, if I remember, when you had gotten into fitness, I know you talk a lot about like seed oils and stuff, inflammation, right? Like how like big a role that plays like in the body with all the different seed oils and stuff, right? I think I was remembering that we were talking about like, did you used to deal with like inflammation and stuff like that?
Yeah, I grew up on I grew up on Mountain Dew, Code Red, Goldfish, and cereal. Like that was my diet until like the middle of high school. So I went away to college. Dude. Yeah. Like I didn't grow up in a healthy household or nothing. My dad smoked a pack of cigs for 30, 40 plus years. He had open heart surgery. He had to stop. So I don't come from a healthy background. I'd say the seed oil debate like everywhere now. It was so like niche when I first came on, which is, dude, everything has changed when I first came on. Like I just made a reel the other day. There's some fucking protein Pop-Tarts at Target. It's like, dude, shit is wild with it. Like the health stuff is just, you throw protein in anything right now. It's crazy, right, man?
It is. You know what? I think it's because they flipped the food pyramid. Now that they flipped and they put protein at the top, now you're starting to see everything has protein. I was just at ShopRite, was it last week, and I saw protein French toast sticks. It was
There
just
you
like,
go.
and it was just ShopRite brand. Like it wasn't like some specialty protein.
Yeah.
Protein. Like
I said this
what?
is getting insulting with the Pop-Tart, man. This is crazy. But yeah, it's just so a lot's changed. I don't think I'm as like will I eat the seed oils if it's in something? No, but I don't eat a lot of processed foods in general. I think processed foods are more the issue than the seed oils. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause there's a lot of research on that, and you can mindlessly eat so much processed foods as compared to whole foods. That's why people tend to eat like 2x the calories if you're eating processed foods than if you're eating whole foods, because you're not full. You know what I mean? It's not registering in your brain.
Yeah.
It's tricking your brain into being more hungry, and that's what they're trying to get out all of those ingredients in the processed foods right now. But I just posted today to my story like Lay's potato chips. They have a baked brand at Costco now with olive oil in them instead of all the junk ingredients. So like
Okay.
there's never a better time. Like if you want to get healthy and have your cake and eat it too with all the snacks and everything, like they're they're cleaning it up, man. They're making it readily available. Like my kids that are just dogs, like they want snacks nonstop, and it's hard. Like it's hard. And before I was a parent, it's like why would you give your kids like it's fucking hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we used to have to go to like Thrive Market, which is an online subscription to get like most of our stuff.
Okay.
Now you can go to any store, dude, and you can find a million healthy swaps for the kids. Like it's readily
Yeah.
available. There's no excuse not to eat healthy right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, me and my girl, we went to even a shop right now. They like this
Yeah.
shop right here. They have like a whole healthy food. They have Siete. I know you're big. Like when Siete, I literally like I go down the aisle. It's like they have all these like Siete brand things. I'm like, and I just feel like this was like never. If you would have looked back like a
Correct.
couple of years ago, this was not a thing. Like you had to go to specialty spots like Whole Foods or like to get these things. Now you can get them in your regular grocery stores.
100%. Like I said, it was like so niche when I came on here last time, dude. We were talking about seed oils. Now it's like there's been debates for 2 years about seed oils. No one even know, like, you know what I mean? I was so people were like, "What is a seed oil?" When I brought that up when I first started making content and stuff. So yeah, it's easy now. I'd say, dude, if anyone wants to get started by summer, anything like that, if you've never tracked your calories before, that's like the number one thing to do. It's the
Yeah.
best teaching tool when it comes to nutrition. MyFitnessPal is free. Download the app. Find out how much you're eating every day. Like I just made a post the other day. It's like I'm eating healthy, but I can't lose body fat. And like, all right, what are you eating? It's like cheese, grass-fed butter, avocados, nuts. It's like, yeah, those are healthy things. They're good for you, but they're so high in calories. Odds are you're just overeating, and calories do matter. Like, yeah, I'm big on the quality of calories, like I just talked about Whole Foods and everything. But no doubt about it, the number of calories you eat every day are like that's huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's calories in versus calories out. So yeah, like you said, like an avocado is like it's like on average 200 plus calories, for an avocado. So if you eat a whole peanut butter, same thing. Like any of that stuff is. So yeah, like the thing that's going to fill you the most is protein. So if like you
Yep.
have, if you consume like a lot of protein, you can add those fats and carbs and stuff like that. But that's the thing, like fats and like those, they're not going to fill you as much as protein's going to fill you.
No, yeah. Protein's the most satiating and from whole food sources. That's the goal.
Yeah.
3 meals a day centered around protein. If you can do that, I mean, just aim for 30 plus grams of protein at each meal. I personally save a lot of my calories for dinner. So like I just have an egg bake for breakfast, a banana. I go for a walk after my banana. I'm really big on the blood sugar spikes. But again, I'm extreme, Steve. I'm going to keep reminding you of that. Lunch, like I get Costco sells these turkey breasts for
Okay.
$20, and it lasts me 6 to 7 days. Like, where
Wow.
can you spend $20 and get a week's worth of lunch? You know what I mean? So, like, that's super simple. I cubed that up. I don't know if you ever had sauerkraut or kimchi.
Yeah, I've had both.
Yeah, so like, there's plenty of clean ones out there with no other added ingredients in there. That's like amazing for gut health, dude. So I've been pairing that with my lunch, and then dinner I will typically just go in on a different protein every day. Very simple.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I think too, like when you start to eat, like even though like that people will like say like a lot of healthy foods are expensive, when you start to eat like actual like whole foods, you're gonna feel more full. And then like you said, like a lot of like the processed stuff, it keeps you hungry. So you actually wind up spending more money. Like if you start actually eating whole foods, like healthy food can of course be expensive, but you're going to be eating more if you're eating processed foods. A lot of processed junk, it's cheaper, right? But long term, I don't know. You're gonna save money because you're gonna feel more safe.
Yeah, here's a way not to break the bank, dude. Eggs, egg whites, Greek yogurt, tuna, like stupid shit like that. Here's a hack for adding protein to your eggs. Throw cottage cheese in when you mix your eggs. I promise you will not taste it. From someone that can't eat cottage cheese on his own, I've done that plenty of times. It's an easy cottage cheese hack there. Like stuff like that. You don't have to be buying like grass-fed ribeyes every day to eat healthy. Like you can do it. Ground meat is so versatile. We buy ground meat for anything. We make burgers. You can make the Siete seasonings with it. Taco night, you get the Siete taco shells. Meatballs we've done with them. Like, get some ground meat. It's not that hard. Everyone's just. I think it's that mindset, like we talked about in the beginning. Like, oh, I can't afford to buy all that. You know what I mean? But when you narrow it down, like you said, if I were to raid someone's cabinets and go through all the junk and the snacks, like what are you spending on all that? Which, by the way, if I can go to my next point with that, your environment is like everything. Like, we don't have any of those snacks in the house. So even when I'm not like, if I'm like just in a fucking mood, I can't go to my kitchen and grab an Oreo because they're not there. Like if they are in the house, like you will consume it. Like your environment is everything. Set your environment up for success. My downfall is like purely Elizabeth granola on weekends. Like, I don't know if you've ever had that.
No, never had it. Never had it.
Stay away. It's like crack, dude. It's clean. It's clean granola, but it's like I used to, like I said, I grew up on like cereal. You throw like almond milk with that, and it's unbelievable. But I could literally eat 2 to 3 bags of it in 11 minutes, and that's not healthy because it's clean granola. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But your environment is just huge. Like if it's in the house, I always tell this to clients: if it's in the house, you're going to consume it. So like, I have 2 kids too. You know what I mean? A lot of excuses are my kids eat it. You know what I mean? I got kids too. Let's start changing how we buy food and changing how our kids eat. I know it's not easy. I get that. But like, we have non-negotiables in my house. My kids aren't like, we're not those parents at a birthday party. We're like, oh my God, don't give them cake. You know what I mean? Like they've had their cakes out in public, whatever. But like in our house, we have our rules and we don't buy that stuff. There's clean alternatives to everything, man.
Right. Especially today. Like I feel like there's a lot of good swaps out there. You know what I mean? You can find. Yeah. And I know I've seen you post them on your Instagram and Facebook too. Like, yeah, there's a lot of swaps that you can get. And kids, a lot of times they won't even know the difference, especially when they're younger. They're not going to know the difference. You know what I mean?
Correct. And most of the junk's been linked to like so many ADHD stuff and behavioral issues, man. Like they don't really ever have processed sugar, and like if they have, like they lick icing off the cupcakes because they never even eat the cupcakes. They just want all the icings. Like they're bouncing off the wall. They're batshit nuts. It's crazy. I'm like, I can't imagine if they ate like this every day, like a lot of kids do, man.
Yeah. And I don't know how you feel about this, but I think ingredients compared to like when we were kids, right? Like I think they're getting worse and worse in these processed foods. Like the more stuff that they're adding to them, like as like compared to like 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's science behind it, dude. All the dyes and stuff has been linked to ADHD and like behavioral issues that we didn't grow up on. That's a very common post. It's like, I ate this when I was young and I turned out fine. And then it's like a list of ingredients of what they actually ate in their ice cream and stuff and what we're eating in our ice cream now,
100%. Me and my brother both had ADHD growing up, and even as an adult, sometimes it's a struggle. You know what I mean? Like it's, that stuff really does like affect you because we didn't have a healthy household either. We would eat like whatever, like growing up. So, there's real like science behind that. Like,
no, 100%, man. And real fast, ice cream hacks. Sprouts has this new brand called Ice Cream for Bears. I don't know if you've heard of it, Steve.
Okay.
But super clean. Like raw honey in the ingredients and stuff, and it's delicious. Like, and my kids are picky too. My kids eat it. Like, it's awesome. Ice cream for bears. Clean ice cream.
I'm gonna have to give that a try. I have a Sprouts like 5 minutes from me, so.
Oh, dude, you got to do it then.
Have to give it a try.
Sprouts has everything. Sprouts is incredible. I went there to make a video one time of like comparing products. Like, it was harder for me to find bad products at Sprouts than it was to find good products.
Wow. Yeah. I've never been in the Sprouts. You know what? My brother, he goes every once in a while too. Like I still live in the Northeast, so I'm in Northeast. So there's one like right near Roosevelt Mall, over there. There's a Sprouts, like the Boulevard.
Well, I would bring a gun with you.
Yeah. It's crazy over there.
So I'm in the Northeast too, dude. But I grew up like drinking around there. Like I went to Judge, so you know what
Yeah,
I mean.
me
Like
too. Me too.
yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
dude. So, but yeah,
That's
it's no good now.
that's funny, man. What class were you? 2010?
10, yeah.
I was 11. Yeah. So
That's right. We knew that too because you knew my younger brother, I think.
Yeah. So that's funny, man. But yeah, I appreciate it. I don't want to hold you too much, man, because I know it is 7:30, and I know you were on a little bit of a crunch, man. But yeah, man, just want to say, keep doing your thing, man. Stay consistent. And Frank's like, guys, he's a certified coach. If you want to drop any of your info for people that are maybe interested in like working with you and stuff like that, you feel free.
Yeah.
Man.
First off, Steve, I appreciate you, dude. Keep grinding.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing. All right.
Appreciate it.
Next,
Yep.
FTV Fitness 92 on all social media platforms. I post free content nonstop. I'm also the manager of a group fitness gym called Fit Stop in Northern Liberties. It's group strength training. So like deadlifts, squats, bench press, like we do all of it. First class is free. Check us out. That's Fit Stop Northern Liberties. Nutrition, free advice. 3 meals a day centered around protein. What would you give someone with a pure immune system? All right. Before I had kids, I'd say you got to change your lifestyle habits and diet. Yeah. Now that I have kids, I've been poisoned many, many times. So I don't know if you're a parent. If you are a parent, move out of the house away from the kids. That's my first advice. Second advice would just be diet and exercise. That's how you improve your immune system, man. Actually, cold water immersion. I cold plunge every single day. You don't have to be as extreme as me. I started with cold showers. But there's science out there that strengthens your immune system. Start with cold showers. I know the weather's turning. It's much tougher to get a cold shower in now than it was, say, a month ago. But cold immersion is big for immune system. And, yeah, exercise is huge for immune system. Getting that heart rate up. And, again, you don't have to run, but just strength train and walk. Those are my 2 biggest recommendations for fat loss and overall health. Strength train and walking.
Yeah. It's my brother Mario. He's not a parent, but yeah, he's been out of the gym for a little while, so I think he's now his like goal is to like get back in. I was like, yeah, man, just the hitting the weights, like it's just amazing what that can like do for your immune system. At least for me, like I've always felt that. And yeah, walking too, like you don't got to run all the time, like literally just getting those steps in.
Walking, I mean, running is actually like terrible for your joints and your knee. Like it's terrible for your body. And if you hate running, stop fucking running. Yeah, there's like strength train and walk. Pick up some weights and walk. I promise you don't need boot camp classes and just getting your heart rate up nonstop. And by the way, if you're your brother, you said Mario, right?
Yeah, he's like not my like I was just saying like my brother, like my friend. Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Well, I was gonna say if he wants to reach out to me, I'd give him some free workouts from my website, depending on how many days a week he wants to start working out.
Okay.
So if he wants to message me after this, for sure.
Yeah, I'll hook him up with your information. Yeah. So exactly. Yeah. So. Great advice there. Yeah, literally just the weights and
the science says minimum 3 days a week. 3 days a week, stay active, commit to a 10 to 20 minute walk a day. I bet you would feel life-changing.
Yep. And I'm not a big runner myself, man. Like I mainly will walk, and then like where I go to like parks and stuff, and then it'll be hills. I'll sprint the hills and then walk. Sprint the hills.
Sprinting, dude, that's awesome. Sprint intervals are amazing. If you look at the difference between a marathon runner and a sprinter and their body comp, it's insane. Not to mention marathon runners have lower life expectancy than your average adult, which is pretty wild. Yeah, they have a long life expectancy. Neither do bodybuilders, but that's because that's a different story. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, man, walk. You don't have to overwhelm yourself. You don't have to run to lose weight. I think that's one of the worst advice you can give someone to lose fat is run. Walk, stay active. I have a treadmill desk in my little home gym here, and I'm addicted to it. Like I live on that thing, man. I work from home a lot after the gym, but yeah, get a treadmill desk, just walk. It's nicer out now. Get outside and just pick up some heavy shit once in a while.
Yep, do some hard stuff, man. And honestly, lifting weights, honestly, you're consistently burning calories afterwards. A lot of people don't know that. Like it's like everybody thinks when you lift weights, especially like if you're gonna lose weight, that's like such a big myth. Oh, I'm gonna get bulky. It's like no. A lot of it, well, majority of it anyway, is diet, but also lifting weight is good for your metabolism and everything. You're going to continue to burn calories after that workout. Like,
yeah, Steve, I'll leave you with this. More muscle equals more calories burned at rest. So if you went for a run and you burned 400 calories, awesome. Running is great for the lungs and the heart. If I build muscle, I'm then burning calories sitting on my couch the next day. Yep. And our people blame their metabolisms. Updated research has shown your metabolism actually does not slow down until about age 60-something. And even then, it's a very slow rate that it declines. People just get more sedentary. People stop moving, and then they blame their metabolism. Our metabolisms do not slow down until our 60s. That's updated research.
Wow. Good to know.
Yeah.
Would have never known that, man. You learn
something.
Yeah, dude.
People, like, you turn 40, you're like, oh, my God, my metabolism. Like, it's like, no, let's take a look at what we're doing every day. You know what I mean? So there's that. And like you said about the bulkiness, that toned look that people want doesn't come from lightweight, high reps. It comes from strictly building muscle. Build muscle. How do you build muscle? The rep schemes actually don't matter as much. What matters the most is getting close to failure. So
absolutely.
0 to 1 reps. And that means like really pushing your body to failure when you're lifting. That is technically how you can do that with 20 reps. You can do that with 3 reps. It's probably easier to get there for most people with 3 to 5 reps. That's why people live in that range when they want to build muscle. But you can do so at any range as long as you're getting pretty close to failure or at failure. Just remember that.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, do some hard stuff, man. Lift some heavy shit. Right? We got to train ourselves, man. We got to, we get so like, comfortable today, this do the hard things, do them early too, knock it out early, get it out. Everybody works out differently. I know some people, they work out later depending, but I like to knock it out early.
Yeah, for sure. I'll leave you guys with this because a member at my gym had this on this morning at 5 a.m. and it was an awesome shirt. It says, everyone wants to do gangster shit until it's time to do some gangster shit. I was like, dude, where's that brand? That's fucking fire, dude. 5 a.m. in here.
Exactly, man. I love that. Frank, I don't want to hold you up too much, man. I appreciate your time. Mario, I'll get you I'll give you Frank's information, man. I'll put it up. So and one last question. My buddy Rich had one last thing. He says, what's your opinion on prison push-ups, on elevated push-ups with smaller reps to keep the pump?
We're getting into there's way bigger fish to fry than how fast the push-ups are going. Like I said, I would just, if you can get any push-up to failure or close to failure, you're going to build muscle. That's how you're going to do it.
All right.
That's my
recommendation.
Heard it from the man.
You heard it from him. So there you go. This is a guy who does this every single day. So there you go. Frank,
Steve, I appreciate you.
Take care, my brother. Yo, I'll stay in touch with you, and I'll connect. I'll like I said, Mario, I'll get you connected so you can reach out for any free workouts or anything like that. Appreciate you, brother.
See you, man.
Stay in touch, man. Take care. All right, guys. That was Frank. Like I said, guys, tonight. So Frank, great guy. Frank, he's, like I said, when he came on the podcast 2.5 years ago, Frank was just starting out with his business. I think he had been about 6 to 7 months in. Now, Frank, he's made this a full-time career. He was in law enforcement. He was able to kind of shift and be able to actually build his brand full-time where he's at now. So, great guy. Matt gave me some good stuff too. I won't hold you guys up too much longer. Maybe I'll go another 15, 20 minutes and I'll kind of give you some of the information that, Matt gave me. But we talked a little bit on it there. Strength training is so important for your immune system. Mario, I will get you connected with Frank. Like you said, you don't have to sign up for his coaching or anything like that. He'll give you some free workouts, things that you can do. But I can tell you, Frank is dialed in with the nutrition stuff and everything. He was a guy who dealt with a lot of inflammation and stuff like that in his earlier years. And Rich, appreciate you, brother. I actually have some comments from Mike up here too that I didn't get to. Mike, what's up, my brother? I'm doing well. If you're still watching, bro, how are you? Yes, getting to be fake stuff in the food. Yeah, unfortunately, what we see a lot, if you guys go to the supermarket and you just pick up even like your standard unhealthy processed foods that we see, right? And we all have our guilty pleasures. If you pick and you compare to like what they were back in like the early 2000s of what we used to consume when we were kids. Now, the stuff was never good for you, but what I will say is the ingredients have gotten worse. The dyes and the stuff that they add to it. So it's interesting. It doesn't shock me that it's linked to ADHD. Someone as an adult who has struggled with ADHD and focus and things like that, I can definitely see how it relates. Me and my brother Dylan, if you guys know Dylan, he works out like 6-7 days a week. He's dialed into that too. We've both struggled with that. And I think a lot of kids have, because of where it starts, and it starts in the household. Most parents are going to buy what they can. But like Frank said, there's a lot of good options now, and you can do things on a budget where it doesn't have to be crazy. And another cool thing is you really can find a lot of these healthy snack swaps in stores now. Like I said, a couple weeks ago, I was literally walking down an aisle in ShopRite. They have a whole clean snack aisle. I think my brother said Giant has one too, and I think Acme. So a lot of these places have healthy snack aisles now where you can get these swaps. And it doesn't take much to kind of like turn back and like turn the back of the bag or the box and be able to, see what the ingredients are. Mike said, yeah, I'm here. What's up, my brother? Let me check Facebook real quick too and see if we have any comments on there. I always like to check both sides of it. Appreciate you guys on the views. But yeah, anybody who wants Frank's info, let me drop it here. Let me make sure I got his actual Instagram correct off. I'm going to tap this in here. FTV. Let me give you guys his. So this is where you can find Frank on Instagram and Facebook. Well, Frank on so that's his Instagram, Facebook. Facebook is this. So Facebook, he's Frank Veneziale is like his Facebook name. Instagram, you can find him at FTV Fitness 92. And let me get his website for you guys too. If I can drop it in the comments for you guys, because I want to give you guys his information. Yeah, and then his website is ftvfitness.com. Here's where you can find him. So it's just his initials, FTV. It's like his first, middle, last, and it's just fitness. And that's where you can find his website. He's got a lot of cool stuff. But if you want to reach out to him for free workouts, Frank's a good guy. He'll hook you up. And you can reach out to him for inquiries and stuff like that. Obviously, if you want a more dialed in approach, Frank is available for coaching and things like that. So you can definitely reach out to him. He has his own brand. He has his own company. Matt is also that way too. So let me give you guys Matt's information too. So Matt is Make Waves. Fitness. Let me get you. I'll get you guys Matt's stuff in a minute. Matt, you can find him under Matt Lee on Instagram, and I think you can actually access his coaching portal right from there. So it's if you want to go to the website, let me get his website for you guys in a second. Actually, right now I think he just has. So you guys can do his Instagram. So his Instagram is just this. You can actually apply for coaching right through his Instagram. So for Matt Lee, it's just Matt Lee Fit on Instagram. You can find him on there. He has his brand called Make Waves, and him and his wife coach, and I think his brother-in-law too. I think they all, or I think it might be his brother-in-law. There's 3 coaches on his team. I don't know if they've expanded since I last spoke to him, but yeah, they also, Matt has nutrition plans. He has just workout plans, and then he has both. He has packages. And I'm not sure what the pricing is now on them. You guys would have to go look and see. You can do an inquiry just to talk to one of the people. And the same thing with Frank too. Frank as well. Frank is very dialed in. So like Frank was saying, he's very strict. If you guys follow Frank, you'll see he's very dedicated. So he leads by example. If you can see, like every single day like clockwork, this guy is red light therapy and cold plunge first thing in the morning. Like if I look at Frank's Instagram, I know he was probably up at 3:45. red light therapy and then cold plunging by 4 a.m. Like, he's strict, he's disciplined, he's dialed in. And like you said, he's not going to tell people that they have to be as dialed in as him. But, like, he is a good foundation, I can tell you. He's a good guy. Check him out. Appreciate you guys tuning in too. So there's there's Matt's info. Matt Lee Fit, Instagram, boom. Frank, FTV Fitness 92 on Instagram. You can search for Frank Veneziale on Facebook. And then Matt, you can just search Matt Lee, and you'll find Matt on Facebook as well. And then, like I said, Frank's website is ftvfitness.com. Mike said, came a long way and more to come. Yeah, 250 episodes, man. It just, it's crazy. It's crazy, like how far we are. But me and Frank, we're talking before this episode. A lot of it starts with consistency. You know what I mean? Like, I am still building the podcast, and I'm not really fully where I want to be. And I think it's mainly due to the fact that I haven't been as consistent with content posting. So, that's where a lot of it starts. But, we're finding strategies and ways to grow. And I think the biggest growth I've seen is in the last year and a half, almost 2 years. That was where the majority of my growth came. A lot of the growth that came for this podcast was in 2024 and 2025. So we've seen more growth than we did in the first 3 years of this podcast. So continuing to grow. Rich said, happy 250th, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. But yeah, it's just Mario, I hope that helps you with that. And yeah, you heard it right from Frank. You don't have to run. I know you said you struggle with running. Running can be something to like challenge yourself. But what I would say is like the things that I do is I walk a lot. I don't consistently, like when people see me go 10 miles, they're like, oh, you ran 10 miles. I'm like, I didn't run 10 miles. I walk a lot of it, and then I run. I mix it up, like, which is HIIT. If you've never heard of HIIT, HIIT, high intensity interval training. So what it is you switch it up. And actually, if you had Dylan on this podcast, when Dylan lost a bunch of weight, that's what he did. He would go on the treadmill for an hour every day, and he would run 5 minutes, walk 5 minutes, run 5 minutes, walk 5 minutes. It's basically just shocking your body and switching up. So a lot of times if I'm doing like a long hike or walk, when I get to the steep hills, I book it. I sprint up them. And then I catch my breath. I take my walk. When I get to my next hill, boom, up it. And then when I go down them too, I sprint down them. And that's a way that I can like get my heart going. But at the same time, like Frank said, there's nothing wrong. I have a lot of buddies who are marathon runners. I have a lot of buddies who Joel's been on this podcast. Joel Cervantes, absolute monster, absolute beast. He's done the Moab 240, which is a 240-mile race over 4 days. It's crazy. It's all right to push yourself like that. That's like the stuff that David Goggins does. But what you have to understand, that type of stuff does beat your body up over time. And David Goggins almost couldn't walk at 40 years old. He had to really get into yoga where he was stretching for 2 hours a night while watching whatever basketball game was on. I mean, it loosened his body up a lot, but like he almost couldn't walk at 40. So you have to understand that if you're on the pavement and you're running on a pavement, boom, like your knees hitting that pavement constantly, over time, you have to make sure you're getting recovery in because you're going to beat your body up. You're going to beat your body up. Mike said, I remember when it first started. Yeah, it'd be blowing up. I know, Mike, you were on. It's crazy to say, man. I think you were on in like March or February of 2021. It's been like 5 years. I mean, really blow up. Yeah. Yo, your Ray's coming on, Mike, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So my brother Rob, Rich and Mario know him. He's going to be on too. It's a real estate episode. And then Ray and his wife are coming on. Ariel, who they're both doing real estate stuff out in Orlando. They're coming on in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks Ray will be on here. I know you guys are cousins. So Ray and his wife Ariel will be on here. And yeah, my buddy Rob too. So we're basically in that episode we're going to be talking everything you need to know if you're ready to buy your first home, and everything that goes through that. Because me and Rob were on here and we sat down and we talked about what you needed to secure your first investment property. It was like a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, when we talked about that. So now we're going to talk about if you're trying to buy a residential home, your first home, what you ultimately need to know, the different types of grants that are out there. We'll talk Florida market, we'll talk PA market, cool things like that. Next week, we have Nate Evans coming on. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to be on Thursday. We're going to have to figure that one out. Me and Nate, we might even have to go live in the afternoon because Nate's like a new father and he's got a lot of different things going on. But I'm excited to get Nate back in here. He was in here in December. A lot of good stuff coming for the podcast, though. Like, we've been doing some good stuff. It sucks that Matt couldn't get on here tonight. Matt had an emergency with his business, so completely understand it. It was good to get Frank on here. But let me check Facebook. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I always want to see the comments. Some reviews. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for the likes. Matt had some stuff on here too. Let me see if I can pull it up. And I can actually share it on here. I'm not sure if I downloaded it. Bear with me for 1 second, guys. I have that episode saved. I'm going to send it to you. The one when you were on, Mike? Yeah, we have everything, man. If you go on YouTube, you can always scroll back. I forget. You were probably episode 20-something, man. It's crazy how far we've come. Yeah, let me see what Matt. Let me see. I know Matt had sent me a lot of stuff. Might be my downloads, to be honest with you. Or was it on IG that he gave it to me? All right, guys, bear with me for 1 second. Because if I can pull his flyer up, I can share it with you guys. Let me see if I can get this. One second, guys. Appreciate you guys. Hold on. Let me get Matt's stuff. All right, so this is going to take a little second to come through, but we'll get that over in a second. I just had to send it to my email. Basically, Matt had like a fat loss blueprint, and this is free for all you guys. If you actually go on bio.teammakewaves.com/MattLeeFit, you can actually you can catch this tab right from Matt's Instagram, guys. Let me pull this on the other screen. I'll share this with you guys real quick. Give me 1 sec. Let me pull this over here for you guys. Share my screen. Here we go. All right, guys. So let's see. Is it sharing? You guys can see this. So this Matt has a thing that you guys. So there's up top here you can apply for coaching, but here's like online coaching. But he has a free macro calculator where you guys can kind of track your macros. He has these are free. They're flavorful cookbook recipes. I'm sure that him and his wife put together. And then here's your fat loss blueprint as well. Let me see. I think this just came through to my email. Let's see. Because he had sent over this. I had to send it to my email. It's the easiest way for me to be able to download this and pull it up. Let's see. Let me see if I can send this to my Messenger. Might be the easiest way. I want to be able to share this with you guys. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, Messenger is going to be my easiest way, I think, actually, to do this. It's going to be easier than trying to do it to my. There we go. Pull this over. All right, scroll down. See if I can drag this over here. There we go. So here's like your this is the fat loss blueprint that Matt has over here, and you guys can kind of see it goes through why most people stay stuck. You got your nutrition, your train to transform, your build consistency. So he actually breaks down everything. You go through the nutrition framework right here. You can see he breaks down the nutrition side of it. You guys can get this for free. All you have to do is give your phone number and your email, and he's not going to blow you up. This is just free information out here, guys. If you actually want this and don't want to do that, I can send this to you too. So let me know. Here comes with the workout side of it, the training side of it, strength training 3 to 4 days a week. Like you said, guys, you don't need to be working out 7 days a week. You know what I mean? I'll be honest, my splits are 5 days when it comes to strength training, but that's just because I wanted to, instead of doing like back and biceps and, chest and triceps, I kind of just do arms in one day and then I do chest and back on their own day. So it kind of split me from 4 to 5, but I could always go back to 4. So it's like a lot of people will do push-pull legs. Push is, a lot of tricep and chest workouts, you're pushing. Pull is back and bis because you're pulling. And then you have legs. But shoulders also gets worked in there too. You can also work core in. Here's your 80-20 rule. Build consistency, your success system. So aim to hit your nutrition and workouts 80% of the time. It's 5 to 6 good days out of 7. 1 off day isn't going to ruin anything. 1% rule. Small wins. That's what Frank was talking about too. You track your metrics. So there's 3 of them. Your body weight trend, your average over the last 7 days, your workout performance, are you getting stronger? And your habits, steps, sleep, consistency. One of the biggest things that people also don't factor in here is stress. And I can really tell you that, you have to find ways to maintain your stress levels, because you could be doing all the right things. You could be getting enough sleep. You could be really hitting your workouts in terms of your training and your cardio, and you could be eating healthy and nutritious foods. But if your stress levels with your cortisol levels are high, it still can really impede your ability to lose weight. Some people lose weight when they're stressed. Some people don't. And I think the stress, so it's different. But, if you're only losing weight due to stress, obviously it's not healthy. But, be able to monitor your stress levels. Find things that are going to make you feel happy and put you at peace, especially if you have a stressful life. Joy said, great episode. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate you. Thank you. Find ways to track these things, though. This is important. Habits, so your steps, your sleep, consistency. Like I said, in the gym, progressive overload. Are you getting stronger? and your body weight trend. It's not always the number on the scale too, guys. I think a lot of people fall in love with the number on the scale. Just look at your body composition and how your body's looking, because your body composition is going to be different if you're lifting weights than if you were just doing cardio, right? Your body comp. But muscle is always going to outweigh fat. So look at your body composition and look and monitor how you feel too through that. Guys, I think we went through all of Matt's info. I know I have Frank's actual in the background here. I have Frank's logo for his brand, FTV Fit. Matt's as well, but let me stop sharing here. That was Frank's brand, and then you're not going to be able to see Matt's anyway because I'm the only one on here, but so it doesn't show the background. Guys, I will monitor Facebook and see what we have. I can probably get Matt back on here another time too. It would have been a really cool collab, but you know what? Frank only had a half hour anyway, so this worked out. I was able to get Frank all the time that he needed on this podcast, which was really, really cool. Through all of this, that was really important. Yeah, Frank's a busy guy, so for him to be able to come on, I genuinely appreciate him. Like he said, he had a platform on here before he was really where he's at now, and it's amazing to see what he's built for his family and like where he's gotten to be able to quit his job in law enforcement and become where he's at. And Matt also had a corporate job. He quit during COVID. And that became scary because he didn't really know it was right before COVID is where he quit. He was able to build out a lot of from home workouts through COVID, which was cool. Guys, I don't really see a lot of comments on Facebook here. I see a lot of views and some likes, and I appreciate that. Granted, we did go a little earlier than our typical schedule at 7:30. If any of you have been rocking with this podcast since the beginning, you know that we used to go live at 6:30. That used to be every week. All right, guys. I think I'm going to jump off on here on a second. So I'll update you guys on what time and what day we're going live next week. Like I said, Nate Evans is the guest that's scheduled for next week. I'm going to be honest with you. Even if it is on Thursday, it's not going to be probably an evening episode. It's probably going to be early afternoon. So I know that a lot of you probably won't be able to watch that episode in live time because a lot of people work during the day, which is understandable. But you guys can always watch the post recording and stuff like that. I know Nate has a lot of advice to give, so I want to be able to allocate time for him to come in. And I work, I'm just going to allocate time in the middle of my work day to have him on. But just want to say I appreciate you guys. Everybody that's rocked, either if you've been rocking with us since episode 1, or if you are a newer viewer, or if you're somebody who joined in the middle, whatever it is, the support that you guys give us, it makes it all worth it here. And I hope that what Frank offered you guys was insightful. I hope Matt's, information is insightful too for you guys. Like I said, all of this stuff is accessible for free. Reach out to Frank. Want to get connected with him, reach out to me too if you need his information or you forget. If you guys are watching this post live still, reach out to me. I did drop all his information in here though. FTV Fitness 92 at Instagram, Frank Veneziale on Facebook, Matt Lee Fit on Instagram, Matt Lee on Facebook. And then there's a lot of, you can access their websites and all their links from their social media. So check them out, guys. That being said, I am going to jump off here for the night. Just want to say, appreciate everybody that's rocked. Like I said, I'll update you guys for next week. Have a great night, great weekend. And we'll see you next week for episode 251. Special thanks again to Frank and to Matt. And also special thanks to previous guest last week, Rich Mitchell. Have a great night, guys. See you next week.